Quetchi now in there.
Well, left of picture, you can see the athletes lined up for the next event on the track. It is the men's 100 metres. A good mix of age and experience in this. A brace of 21-year-olds and 4 men over 30. And the fastest 2 men in the world this year go here. This is Jeff Erios of France, your silver medalist in the European Junior Championships 100 back in 2021. His best of 9.98 came last year. He's never broken 21 for 200. He's a big fella, 6'2". Kyrie King, semi-finalist at the World Championships 200 back in 2017, struggles to get into US teams. 5 times he's broken 10 seconds, but only 6th in the Doha 200 last Saturday. He goes in 2. There's Ferdy Omanyala, Commonwealth champion in Birmingham 3 years ago, remember. Bubbly character, Omanyala, from Kenya. Very fast starter. Been in mixed form though, 2nd in China and then 9th in China earlier on last month. Fred Curley, one of those few athletes who's broken 10 seconds for 100, 20 seconds for 200 and 44 for 400. He won here back in 2023 and that 9.94 is still the meeting record. He's the Olympic bronze medalist from last year. There's Simbine, the fastest man in the world this year. 4th in the Olympic Games last year, the South African. He was bronze medalist at the World Indoors in Nanjing back in March. I call him the nearly man. He's had so many performances where he's finished 4th and 5th in major championships. That's Sile Tebogo, the Olympic 200-meter champion. He holds the national records and in fact the African record for 100 and 200. But hasn't been under 10 seconds yet this year, the former footballer. He goes in 6th, the Botswanan. Emmanuel Aseme of Cameroon, All-Africa Games champion last year. And only 3 times under 10 seconds, a couple of times in 23, once last year. Hasn't broken 10 seconds yet this year, Aseme. He's in 7. Brandon Hicklin, the world number 2, goes in lane 8. The American ran leg 4 for the USA at the World Relays 2 weeks ago when they took the silver medal in the 4x100. And 5th in Grand Slam track in Miramar a couple of weeks back over 100 and 200. That was 3 weeks ago, actually. And then Sean Maswanganyi of South Africa completes the lineup in lane 9. Only 7th in Doha over 220.7 last Saturday. But I think he's got big potential at 200. Coached by Carl Lewis, by the way. Maswanganyi there, nearest the camera to ride a picture. Plenty of dignitaries in this packed-out stadium. I've never seen it so full here. All my years coming to this meeting. Simbine, by the way, in fabulous areas. Simbine goes in lane 5 in the all-red. He won both Diamond League 100s so far this year at the 2 Chinese meeting. He's in fabulous form, the fastest man in the world this season, Simbine, with 9.90. His lifetime best, 9.82, came at the Paris Games last year when he just missed out on the medals. He was 4th in Paris, 4th in Tokyo Games, and back in 2016 in Rio. That's why I call him the nearly man, and there's been several other 4ths and 5ths. But watch this, Omanyala in 3, Curley in 4, Simbine in 5, Tebogo, the Olympic champion at 200 in 6, 4th from left. I thought there was a little twitch there from but he gets away with it, going really well. Omanyala at the moment. Omanyala 3rd from the top, easing away. Simbine 2 looking strong through the second half. Simbine the strongest. Omanyala 2nd, and between them, Fred Curley 9.95, and with a very slight following wind. That is great running, very, very crisp running indeed. Some 14 men have broken 10 seconds this year, and Omanyala, well, he led the first half, probably led through to about 60, but I think it was Simbine who came through to take that.
Yeah, very good. He's been in great form, hasn't he? Continuing it, as you said, Tim, and you know, it's just always a question of whether he takes it through. And I mean, world champs for everybody, long way away in September, but right now he is beating everybody else. Omanyala 100% right. You got a great start. Fred Curley got left. Tebogo looked a little bit lethargic for me, and just adds to what I didn't think was a great run necessarily in Doha. This 200 his best event, obviously, but he's normally better than this. Just doesn't look sharp at all, Tebogo. So this point though, Simbine has just got that momentum. Curley comes back into it over the last 20 meters, but Simbine, the more all-rounded sprinter at the minute, just gets up to good speed fairly quickly, maybe not out of the blocks as quick as Omanyala. We know how fast he is over that first 20-25 meters, but never manages to quite maintain in the same way that his African counterpart did. So South Africa cheering on Simbine, I'm sure. 9.95, just a hundredth outside the meeting record.
Yeah, but winning by a tenth of a second, that's a good meter at the standard these fellows are running at. Curley 10.07, Asemi 10.10, Hicklin 10.11. Well, he will be disappointed with that after his 9.93 back in late April. Really good, strong, competitive 100 there for Simbine.
You won't believe what just went down in Rabat. The 2025 Diamond League men's 100 meters final wasn't just a race, it was a statement. Akani Simbine, South Africa's sprinting machine, just smoked the competition and crossed the line first with a blistering 9.95 seconds. That's right, not Curley, not Omanyala, not even Tebogo. It was Akani who stole the spotlight and reminded the world who really runs the show. Picture the scene. Rabat's Moulay Abdallah Stadium, packed with fans buzzing with anticipation. All eyes locked on the track. In one lane, you've got Fred Curley, the former world champ with ice in his veins. 2 lanes over, Ferdinand Omanyala, Kenya's muscle-packed powerhouse who always brings the heat. And of course, Latsile Tebogo, the teenage phenom from Botswana who's been shaking up the sprint world. Everyone expecting fireworks, everyone expecting drama, and boy, did they get it. The gun goes off, and it's chaos. Omanyala bolts like a bull out the gates, powerful and hungry. Curley, calm and calculated, starts picking up speed by the 30-meter mark. But Simbine, Simbine was on a mission. Not just to win, but to dominate. He didn't panic. He didn't overstride. He just stayed in his lane, literally and figuratively. Smooth acceleration, laser focus, and perfect timing. You could see it in his face. This was his race to lose, and losing was not on the agenda. By the halfway point, it was close. Too close to call. Omanyala had the power, Curley had the pedigree, but Simbine had the poise. And in that final burst, when medals are won and legends are made, Simbine surged ahead like a man possessed. He hit the line in 9.95 seconds. Crisp, clean, controlled. The kind of finish that makes coaches scream, fans jump, and rivals shake their heads. Omanyala gave it everything. Clocked in at 10.05, strong performance, but not enough to dethrone the South African king. And Curley, he came in at 10.07. Not his worst race, but definitely not his best. As for Tebogo, shockingly, no spot on the podium today. A reminder that even the brightest stars can have an off night. And let's talk about that for a second. Tebogo is a phenomenal talent, no question. But Rabat showed that experience counts. Simbine has been here before. He knows how to win when it matters most. He's been through the pressure, the injuries, the doubters, and he still delivers. Every single time. This win wasn't just about speed. It was about timing, discipline, and the art of execution. Simbine showed that you don't always need the fastest personal best, you just need to show up when it counts. And that's exactly what he did. Now imagine being a young sprinter watching this race. Watching Simbine take down some of the world's biggest names with grace and grit. That's inspiration. That's leadership. That's how you build a legacy. Post-race, Simbine didn't even flex. No loud celebration, no showboating. Just a calm walk back, a few fist bumps, and a classic Akani smile. The kind of champion who lets his performance do all the talking. South Africa's golden boy just reminded the world that he's not done. In fact, he might just be getting started. And with the Olympics on the horizon, this win sets the stage for something even bigger. So whether you're Team Simbine, Team Omanyala, or still recovering from Tebogo's surprise miss, you've got to respect the race. Rabat delivered a classic, and Akani Simbine stood tallest when it mattered most. Remember the name. He's not chasing greatness anymore, he's living it.